So I am delighted to be here today. I'm very, very passionate about this subject that I'm talking about, and that is innovation, product innovation. At Travelport, we are on a mission to redefine ourselves. We're no longer a GDS. We're a travel commerce platform that's trying to be the David and Goliath, if you like. You probably know who Travelport are, but we're not a major player in this market. So we're looking at this space in a very different way than maybe our competitors. And we have a specific goal that we're working at around product innovation, and I look after that part of the business. We're really trying to find new ways of making the travel industry come to life. And we're looking for small startups and businesses that want to work with us to really try and think about new ideas, big new ideas, that are going to really, really spark the next generation and the travel industry in general. We know that companies like Uber and Airbnb were literally small businesses only a few months ago. And in this day and age, the billion-dollar business is happening at a faster pace than ever before. People in this room with the right ideas could come along and create a great startup. And that's really what we're trying to do in the incubator. We have what we call incubation classes that we run for 4 months. And during that period of time, we go through and explore an idea using techniques that have been commonly put together in books like The Lean Startup, which is a whole movement around how startup businesses can build compelling value propositions that are meaningful to customers. And that's what we're starting to do. And at Travelport right now, we're running our second class. We started this at the beginning of 2015. But we're looking to expand this out to other markets where we can work with great minds who are thinking of new and dynamic ideas. We're really looking for most of these ideas to be disruptive, things that are going to change the game, things that people aren't thinking about. We're not just looking for the next booking tool, okay? We're looking for things that are different, that are really going to challenge the status quo. And I think that the great thing about innovation is that it's a continuous process, but it's not one that you can choose to do or don't do anymore. The term innovate or die was publicized very broadly in some books a few years ago, and it's more apparent than ever. You only have to see the speed that new small startup businesses get from $0 to $1 billion to recognize that anybody can do this. Why is now the time? And we've heard about this today from a number of speakers that have spoken about this. But there are a number of unique events that are happening. Cloud computing means that anybody in this room can sign up and have the power of their own data center at their fingerprints in minutes. Literally in minutes, you can have the power of a data center behind you. This has never been possible before in the history of the world. And this is one of the unique factors. The other is mobile, and a world that is increasingly connected, where literally you can reach billions of consumers through the internet today. Again, never in the history of the world have we seen this level of capability in the hands of normal people. The PC revolution has empowered everybody to be bigger than the individual. And we only have to see what's happened in many, many businesses to see how that can transform and move businesses very quickly. The third thing is capital. Difficult to say this in a country with so much poverty, but actually money is no longer a limiting factor. If you have great ideas, great passion, great energy, there are people who will fund your idea. And again, at Travelport, that's what we're looking to do with the incubator. We want to make small seed funds available to people to be able to get that idea out of their heads and into software and transform the world. we're looking to do this because we're not the big player in the market, so we have nothing to lose. We want to be dynamic and different and new. And the other key reason why you can do this today is open standards. IT and technology standards today are broader and greater than they have ever been. And you can get APIs and software development kits to a penny. And Travelport provide our own with our unique universal API. So now is the time for people to really think about startups and that idea of, can I go and create my own business? There has never been a better time. And if you're in the travel industry and you're in Mexico, Erica and our team here want to hear from you and engage with you, and my team want to work with people who've got these great dynamic ideas. What are we doing with Travelport Labs, and what's the important point of this? Well, there's this really important part when you're creating a great product. There's this sweet spot, should I say, between desirable, viable, and feasible. It may be a great idea, but if nobody wants it, it's not going to get traction. It may be a great idea, but if it costs too much to build it, it won't happen. And it may be a great idea, but if you can't win people's hearts and minds because your passion is not in it, then again, it will fail. But with the Travelport Labs team, we're looking to support these new nascent ideas and bring them along with a team that's there to support them, and a partner network and a marketplace where these applications can be shared and made available. We have a very special process for how we do this, and it's based on a book called The Lean Startup. I'm not claiming any ownership of the great process that we've been following. You can go and buy that book yourselves and read it. It's one of probably 3 books that I would say I've read in my life that changed my personal view on work and the way that we can all make a ding in the fabric of the world. And so the role of ideation in this is something that plays a very important part, because what we have to do is take these ideas and turn them into prototypes, draw them up as diagrams, make them into something that you can touch, that you can stand in front of a senior business leader and pitch to say, please give me some money because I've got a really great idea here and I'm going to change the world if you support me with this great idea. So one of the things that we do in the incubator with the teams is help them understand how to pitch and share those ideas and gain support for those ideas through that type of engagement. And so we have a whole process that we take people through and how we socialize that using tools like the business model canvas and the value proposition canvas. Again, great tools that are being used in the Silicon Valley startup community, but we in Travelport are trying to bring to the broader world because we think there is a great deal of learning that can be shared for the whole of the travel industry and the world in general. And like all great processes, it's really a numbers game. It's a funnel. The more ideas we put into the top, the greater the chance of getting that groundbreaking idea coming out of the bottom. And so our ideation process is all about casting the net as widely as possible and encouraging as many startups to apply to be part of one of these lab classes that we run, that literally run for 4 months. And the next entrance for these classes will be kicked off in the November timeframe, so not so far away. And we would love to have entrance from anybody in the room that feels that they've got the next great travel idea so that we could work with you to make that a possibility. There we go. Ultimately, all of this is about creating ideas that are going to generate revenues and build businesses and excite people. So ultimately, we will have some ideas that we incubate and invest in. Some of them we'll hand off to our own Travelport development teams to maybe incorporate it into some of our products like SmartPoint for travel agents, for example. And some of them we'll put in an archive and dust them off in the future when we think they may be more relevant or more appropriate. So what's this mean for you? And one of the things that I think is really important about presenting is telling a compelling story that people can remember. And the story that I want to tell you today is that any one of you in this room could have the next groundbreaking travel company idea. And you might be thinking, how do I get this idea out of my head and turn it into something that can make money for me and the world? And that's really what we're here to do at the Travelport Labs team and the incubation team. We want to work and partner with people to help take great travel technology ideas and turn them into reality. And that means the wider we cast the net, the more people we tell this story to, the greater our chance of finding the next Airbnb or the next Uber or the next whatever that may be. So I wanted to thank you very much for your time today. It's a great pleasure to be in Mexico for my third time, and maybe a little bit shorter, but I think we need to catch up on time anyway. So thank you.